Hindi ko naman sinasabing huwag kayo maging established. Hindi naman. Kaya lang, huwag niyo sobrahan. Bakit? Kasi iiwan nyo lang. Niniwala ba kayo ron? O, kung hindi kayo maniwala, hindi sa akin kayo not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. In other words, this thought should encourage us. Actually, that's the main goal ng preaching. Kasi kung nagiging anxious ka na, yung sabi nga ni Jacob, anxiety, masyado nang namumug ka ng alalahanin sa buhay, hindi mo na alam paano mong paghahandaan yung the big one. Bagamat it pays to be alert. Pero we should not be so affected that we lose track, that we lose sight of what is more important. We should be excited to be part of this glorious event. Glory which shall be revealed in us. Alam niyo kung kailan yan? Sa rapture. That will be the time when we will be glorified together. So, marami akong talatang i-share. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, yun na. Verse 16 to 18. Paul is speaking in terms of his physical condition. Kasi Paul is sickly. In fact, may prayer siya na pinagpe-pray niya na tanggalin ng Lord yung sakit. Pero imbis na tanggalin, tingnan nyo imbis na tanggalin ng Lord yung sakit, anong sinagot ng Lord? My grace is sufficient for thee. Hindi palaging yung prayer for healing ay nangyayari. In the case of Carol, napagaling siya ng ilang taon, only to return. The return of the comeback, nung bumalik yung cancer, mas aggressive. I cannot forget the very sound of the words of Dr. Montemayor. Hindi niyo papagalaw yan. True enough, hindi pwede talaga galawin. Kasi nag-metastasize na siya. Apektado na yung buong katawan niya. Yan yung sinasabi ni Paul. Hindi kami pinanginginaan ng loob. But, though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Kung Christian ka, nagde-deteriorate man ang ating katawan physically, outward man, pero merong lumalakas sa inward man. At yun yung goal ng message na ito. Kung pinanghihinaan ka na ng loob, don't faint, sabi ni Paul. Why? Kasi we should be renewed day by day. Look at verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. Bakit light? Bakit light? Magaang. Bakit nga light, Pastor? Compared to the glory. Kuha? For our light affliction, which is but for a moment. Bakit moment? Compared to eternity. Panandalian lang. Lahat ng nangyayari ngayon sa mundo, may katapusan. Kaya kung nagoyo ka, nabudol ka, nadaya ka, nalamangan ka, hindi tulog ang Diyos. May araw rin sila. Hello? Huwag ka na makiganti. Huwag na sumama loob mo. Bakit? Kasi maapektuhan ka pa eh. Ipagpasa Diyos mo. Pag pinagpasa Diyos mo, ano sabi ng Lord? Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. For a moment. Panandali yan. Pero lang yan, mababawi rin yan. Kahit hindi mo nga mabawi, hindi ka pagkukulangin ng Lord. Kasi kung Christian ka, yung mga ibon nga, pinapakain niya, ikaw pa. Pero siyempre, hindi binibigyan ng justification ng katamaran, yung ibon, hindi nagtatrabaho, and yet kumakain. Pero kailangan nila lumipad from tree to tree para maghanap ng uod. Hindi sila binabatuan ng Diyos ng uod para pakainin. Hindi. Sila naghahanap. Tingnan nyo. Our light affliction which is but for a moment worketh for us. Underline the word worketh. Ano pumapasok sa isip niyo diyan sa salitang worketh? Providence. All things work together for good. Kung anak ka ng Diyos, walang aksidente sa buhay mo. May nangyayari at nangyayari sa buhay mo na siyang nagiging dahilan ng ikagaganda ng buhay mo. Kaya minsan, pati problemang dumarating, may dahilan. Hello? Worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal. Guhitin yung salitang wait kasi I'll be mentioning it mamaya. Magtatapos na ako sa introduction, I'll proceed dun sa main point ko. Eternal weight of glory compared dun sa present suffering, it is nothing to be compared to the glory that shall be revealed. Next verse. Ayan. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Naintindihan natin yan? Kaya huwag natin i-focus ang paningin natin sa mundo. Why? Kasi everything that we see is temporal. Hello? Look at the things which are seen. Look at the things that are not seen. Temporal versus eternal. San ka pa? Kaya, set your affection. That's a command, by the way. Hindi siya nakikiusap, paki naman, please. Hindi. Sabi, itutok mo ang paningin mo doon sa mga bagay-bagay na mahalaga. Hindi doon sa nakikita lang. Kasi yung nakikita lang, di ba? Kasi sigurista tao eh. To see is to believe. Pero alam nyo ba na maraming pangako sa Biblia na hindi pa natin nakikita and yet pinangahawakan na natin? Bakit? Kasi faithful ang nangako. Yun yung preaching kanina sa devotion. So ano ngayon yan, Pastor? Anong gusto mong palabasin? Actually, I have this outline May date eh. Hindi ko alam kung na-preach ko to. April 9, 2023. Palagay ko napansin ni Ina to eh. At siguro nagtatanong siya, na-preach to ba ni Pastor to? Ako, honestly, hindi ko maalala. Pero I have the outline na kahit na-preach ko pa ito, willing ako ulitin kasi fit na fit siya sa pag-aaral natin. At dito, ine-emphasize sa paliwanag dito sa message na ito, ine-emphasize yung concept ng glory. Makakatulong as we cope in crisis. Kasi yun yung title ng message. Coping in crisis. Kaya kung narinig nyo na itong message na ito, makinig ka lang. Pero lapitan mo ko mamaya, pastor, naalala ko, pre-niche mo na yan. I'll be glad to learn that. Kasi talagang hindi ko na maalala. Pero nung makita ko, somewhere in my notes, yun yung topic eh. So, bibigyan pansin natin yung implication ng term, kasi baka mapagkamalan nyo yung glory, yung tindera sa kanto, Aling Gloria, hindi. We're talking about one attribute of God, which He possesses as God, na makakatulong sa atin. We can only cope in our present crisis if we look at the principle within the context of future glory. So ano man yung mga problemang dumarating, ano man yung hinaharap nating mga paghihirap, we can cope if we take a look at it in the context of future glory. May naghihintay na kaluwalhatian. And take note of the word, kaluwalhatian. May talata na ewan ko kung aware kayo, pero madalas ito yung ginagamit ng mga prosperity gospel para ituro sa kanilang mga members na pagka naging Kristiyano ka, payayamanin ka ng Diyos. Iingatan ka at walang mangyayari sa iyong masama. Medyo may problema ako nun eh. Kasi ang daming Kristiyano hindi mayaman eh. Ang dami kong mga Kristiyano kilala na may problema sa buhay. And yet, pinangako nila, yung Jeremiah 29 verse 11, totoo ngayon. Ang problema, kung totoo ngayon yan, bakit may naghihirap? Bakit may mga Kristiyanong na-aksidente rin? Bakit may mga Kristiyanong may mga kinakaharap na hindi maganda sa buhay? Bakit? Kasi, tignan yung Jeremiah 29:11. Hello? Ayan. $29.11. Tama ba? For I know the thoughts that I think toward you. King James to? Ha? May NIV ka? So, wag mo lang tanggalin. Yan mo muna yan. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. NIV, please. Pero, pansinin nyo ha, Yung expected end. Doon nagtapos, ha? And I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you. Kung hindi mo iti-take yan in the context of eternity, future glory, medyo ma-disappoint ka kasi hindi totoo yan ngayon. Why? Kasi we face a lot of trials, we face a lot of suffering, we face a lot of sickness and diseases. Walang exempted. At may mga kilala akong namatay sa COVID. Mga kaibigan ko. Meron pa akong nag-service ako online. Di hamak na bata sa akin yung namatay. COVID. Kung full gospel ka at prosperity gospel ka, yun yung pangako. Walang makakasama sa'yo. Hello? Kaya dapat i-take ito in the context of future glory. Yung expected end. Yan yung plan ng Diyos na magkakatotoo pag nandoon na tayo. Bagamat may application na totoo yan ngayon, pero hindi pa yan yung extent, yung full. Kasi magiging fully accomplished ito pagdating natin sa future glory. Kuha. Wala pa tayo sa langit eh. Kaya may kapintasan pa tayo eh. Tingnan mo yung ilong nyo. Medyo pango. Oy. Yung walang kapintasang sinasabi sa Biblia, mangyayari yan sa future glory. Wala nang kasalanan. Sorry naman. Am I missing something? We can only cope in our present crisis if we look at our crisis within the context of future glory. Iko-compare mo kung ano yung hinaharap mo ngayon dun sa kaluwalhatian na naghihintay sa iyo. Romans 8:17. Tingnan nyo. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with Him. Tingnan nyo. Kaya para sabihin, pagka naging Kristiyano ka, wala nang lahat ng problema mo. Sino may sabi? Yan sabi niya, we suffer with Him. Hindi tayo exempted sa suffering. Kuha. Naging Kristiyano ka lang, exempted ka na? Hindi. Pero diyan pumapasok yung sinasabi ng Lord na sinabi niya kay Paul, my grace is sufficient for thee. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. We are joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with Him, that we may also be glorified together. Kaya the glorification will be experienced by us. Kaya yung the glory which shall be revealed in you. The glory will not only be revealed to us, no, it will be revealed in us. Ano significance nun? Kasi you are part of that glory. Ito pa. We can also cope in our present crisis if we look at the real concept of the word glory. Ano ba yung implication and application ng salitang glory? Sa secular definition, glory means high, renown, or honor won by notable achievements. Glory yun. High, renown, and honor won by notable achievements. Or magnificence or great beauty. Yung Taj Mahal. Its splendor, its glory. Majesty. Splendor. Glory is to take pride or pleasure in. Yun yung definition sa secular dictionary. Pero tinignan ko yung spiritual meaning niya. Listen to this. The Hebrew word for glory, which is used in the Old Testament, has a simple meaning of heaviness, kabigatan, or weight, kaya eternal weight of glory. Kasi that is what it means for the word glory. Kaya, pag sikat ng isang tao, may kaya, makapangyarihan, ang tawag natin sa Tagalog, bigatin. Yun. Hello? It is used in everyday speech to express the worth of a person in material sense. And then to express the ideas of importance, greatness, honor, splendor, power, and so on. May idea na kayo? Ginamit ng Lord para ipaliwanag yung uri ng buhay ni Solomon. Matthew 6:29. Sabi, Solomon in all his glory. Bigatin. So we can only cope with our present crisis if we look at the real content of the word glory in biblical perspective. Kasi I found 3, 4, 5 na gamit ng glory sa iba-ibang pamamaraan para ipakita yung significance ng word. Una-una, ginamit yung word glory to describe the person of sovereignty, God. Luke 2:14, in describing God. Ang sabi, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. So glory is ascribed to a person of sovereignty, which is aptly describing God himself. He's glorious. He's the God of glory. Psalm 19 verse 1, heaven declared the glory of God. Psalm 24 verse 7 to 10, he is described as the King of glory. Psalm 29 verse 3, the glory of God. Psalm 84 verse 11, the Lord will give grace and glory. So it is a description of God. Secondly, glory is also referring to a period in eternity. Romans 8:18. Romans 8:18. The sufferings of this present time is not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us. It is referring to God, person of authority or person of sovereignty. It is also referring to a period in eternity. Magwawakas ang lahat. Matatapos ang panahon dito sa mundong ito, gugunawin ang lahat. Kaya magiging resulta ng paggunaw ng lahat ng bagay, mababago ang lahat, ihahanda for us to enter glory. Kailan yun mangyayari? In eternity future. Somewhere at the corner of eternity future, kung saan matatapos ang lahat ng kalendaryo. Kasi pag pumasok na tayo sa eternity, wala nang reckoning ng time. Wala nang 2025, 2026, 2027. Wala na. Kasi nakapasok na tayo sa kaluwalhatian. Nagtapos na ang kapanahunan. Doon sa Romans chapter 8, mapapansin nyo, verse 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. Verse 20, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who was subjected the same in hope. Verse 21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption. Wow, hinihintay natin to lahat. We shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. Kailan mangyayari ito? Sometime in eternity. Malapit na ba to? Alam niyo kung ano yung mag-a-usher sa eternity? Alam niyo kung ano? The rapture. Bagamat bibilang pa ng 1,000 years, di ba? May millennial rin eh. Pero, hindi mo na kailangan kalendaryo dun. Kasi hindi ka na conscious sa time. Hindi ka na conscious sa time. At saka during that time, doon na tayo nagre-reign with Christ. Alam niyo kung sino yung pamumunuan natin? Kung sino yung masasakupan natin? Sino? Yung galing sa tribulation na nabuhay. Pumasok sa millennium. Tayong resurrected body, maghahari kasama ni Kristo. Oh, ang ganda ng prophecy. Of course, hindi yun yung topic natin. So, it is a period in eternity. At pagka tayo ay napalaya na dito sa laman na ito, papalitan niya, magiging glorious. Verse 23. Verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. That's the rapture. For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Verse 25, ito na. But if we hope for what we see not, then we with patience wait for it.